Fire extinguishing media. What are the medias required to extinguish fire? Number one, fire extinguishing media is water, plain water. Why water? Water is the best and cheapest extinguishing media in the world history which can extinguish any kind of fire in the world. It's a big fire, only water can be used for extinguishment. That is plain water. Now, second one is dry chemical powder. It's a special type of powder that may be sodium-based dry chemical powder, that may be potassium-based dry chemical powder, monoammonium-based dry chemical powder which is named as ABC powder. Another one is Monex dry chemical powder. So different types of dry chemical powders are there which can be used to extinguish fire. And third one is foam. Foams are preparation of foam. Previously it was made of chemical reaction. This chemical reaction of aluminum sulfate and sodium bicarbonate. But nowadays, is mechanical foams are invented already, that is named as AFFF, aqueous film forming foam. This aqueous film forming foam has a capacity to extinguish, to create foam 1,000 times more than in a 1% of foam with 1,000 times of water, percent of water can give you an effect. A foam basically is used for smothering purpose, smothering the fire. And last one is CO2, carbon dioxide. It is a gas, inert gas which can be used for extinguishment. Now the water, properties of water as an extinguishing media. Why water? Smothering, by reducing oxygen percentage, water extinguishes the fire. By cooling, by reducing down the temperature, the cooling, water extinguishes the fire. Extinguish Class A, the ordinary combustibles such as wood, cloth, coal, etc. These are the advantages of water as an extinguishing media. It can extinguish Class A fire. There's ordinary combustibles such as wood, cloth and coal. What are the disadvantages of water as an extinguishing media? Cannot extinguish Class A, Class B, Class C, flammable oil, gas, combustible and reactive metals. It cannot. Dry chemical powder, ABC DCP. The properties of DCP as an extinguishing media. Inhibition. How it extinguishes? By breaking combustion chain reaction. Dry chemical powder extinguishes the fire by breaking the combustion chain reaction. And another is smothering by reducing oxygen percentage. Advantages of DCP and extinguishing media, that extinguish Class A, Class B, Class C fire kind of combustibles. Class C kind of combustibles. What is the disadvantage? It cannot extinguish group Class D type combustibles. Class D type means a metal fire. It is very difficult to extinguish metal fire with the help of dry chemical powder. That's why it is a disadvantage. Foam, properties of foam for oil fire. Foam, how it acts? That blanketing. by cutting of air. Blanketing means cutting of air which is needed to ignite that blanketing. Another is cooling by bringing down the temperature. You see, in foam, water is there. So automatically when foam smothers the blankets the fire, automatically water, the function of water to cool down the temperature, and function of foam to cut up air. Types of foam compound: chemical foam, mechanical foam. Now aqueous film forming foam is the only solution. Aqueous film forming foam. Advantages of foam as an extinguishing media: there's extinguish class A ordinary combustibles such as wood, cloth, coal, etc. Class B flammable liquids such as petrol, kerosene, alcohol, etc. And what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages: cannot extinguish class C flammable gases, combustibles, and class D reactive metals and others. It cannot extinguish. CO2 extinguisher. Details of extinguishers. CO2, here we are given actually in our society, in our industry, mostly the CO2 extinguishers which are hanging on the wall, it is 4.5 kg and trolley mounted is 22.5 kg. Its design code as per IS number, it is given as per IS standard. Cylinder type, seamless. CO2 filling pressure is 30 to 35 kg per square centimeter. 30 to 35 filling pressure. Now the operating pressure 10 kg per square centimeter, and hydro test pressure, it can be hydro test sometimes by 210 kg per square centimeter pressure. Frequency of HT, that once in 5 years, HT means frequency of HT one is hydraulic test. The cylinder hydraulic test should be done once in 5 years at the time of refilling. Once in 5 years at the time of refilling. And performance requirement 95% discharge in 10 seconds. How could you know the CO2 extinguisher which you are using, what's the performance? Performance required is 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, 95% of CO2 gas to be discharged to extinguish the fire.